Hello, hello. Good afternoon or good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining in on this Facebook Live broadcast on tonight. My name is Pat Cardinal. I am the CEO and founder of Live Like. And as you all know, I've been coming live fairly often lately because I've had some extra exciting news to share with everyone. Before I start, I invite you to share this Facebook Live with your friends, your family, anyone that is interested in business or interested in nonprofit organizations, that has a nonprofit, that wants to start a nonprofit organization. I have this awesome and incredible lady that I'm going to bring into this broadcast on tonight. She is a community activist. She is feeding seniors at a rate that is just absolutely incredible. I know that she is helping to change the lives of those that she is coming in contact with. She is an educator. She has her master's in education, as a matter of fact. And her husband are starting a charter school, Shining Stars Academy. She has a podcast. She does Facebook Lives. She's doing it all. And I'm so happy that she has taken the time to come and join in with us on tonight to share with us some great and awesome information. So, again, without further ado, I would like to introduce to some of you all. Some of you are very familiar with this woman of God. Others of you, this may be your very first time meeting her. She is a minister, and she is full of the word. And her husband and her family live by the word of God. So, without further ado, I would like to bring into this stream Lanita Hale, as more affectionately as I always call her, Lady Hale.
Hi, hello. How are you?
Hello, Lady Hale. How
Hi,
are
I'm
you?
great. How are you?
I am doing awesome. I knew that you would have on something of pearls today. So
You
I
know
said,
anything
let
with
me get
pearls.
ready with my pearls on
I
today,
know,
okay?
yes.
So I want to thank you so much for joining. I know you are an extremely busy lady, and I really appreciate the fact that you have come in. We are both a part of the ATS companies, and so and just to let you know, Lady Hale, a good portion of my success team are individuals that have nonprofit organizations, or they're starting them up. And so I thought that this would be a great opportunity to bring this dynamic not only to my success team, but also to others that are on my Facebook, that are my friends on Facebook. So I want to thank you again for joining. How are you feeling today?
I'm fine.
You feel good? And
Yes.
I see you be what is that? Bloves love that you are
Beloved.
beloved,
Hmm.
beloved. Man, you had some desserts posted up there today. I said, oh, my coach is gonna give me. I'm not even gonna look that way.
I
I'm not
know.
even gonna look that way. So I just again I want to thank you for all you're doing. So I did give a bit of an introduction for you, but I'd like for you to introduce yourself
Hmm.
to my audience.
Hi, everybody just know me as Lady Hale. I'm pursuing my doctorate in education, which would be focused on urban education and teacher leadership. I do have a cooking show, Good Eats with Lady Hale, and then my YouTube channel, Good Eats with Lady Hale at dinner time. And I do the mukbangs through the Beloved channel where we just come, sit, and eat and talk. But mostly it's you go through so much during the day. This is a safe place where people can come and just eat and talk about nothing but positive things. Today we had a lady husband who's had stage 4 lung cancer, and
Hmm.
it just wasn't a good day for them today. But they
Okay.
were so excited that I had lunch and conversation with Lady Hale, and we were able to pray with them and able to send up prayers, and everybody was able to give her some encouragement today.
Yeah. Oh man, that was awesome. You really do a great job at reaching out to the community.
Mm-hmm.
And, you definitely can see that your heart is for people. Your heart is for people. Your heart is for children. Your heart
Yes.
is for the elderly. These things touch you on a personal level. And,
Mm-hmm.
it shows it because, you can tell if it's a passion that someone is operating or they're operating in their passion. It's very easy to see that.
Yes.
And so I definitely want to thank you for the opportunities to even be able to help or assist with
Yes.
in
Thank you so much
any
for coming,
way.
helping us. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, because again, it's such an opportunity, and our lives are so busy now, and there's so much that's going on right now. It's so easy to just close in and be only concerned about yourself. But listen, when you want to stretch out in this day and age with this pandemic to choose to be around individuals, you're really putting yourself in a sense in harm's way. But you do it with love,
Right.
and I know that the Lord is well pleased. So again, I want to thank you so much for being on the show, and I wanted to invite you on again because uh, uh, a lot of people are interested in nonprofits.
Mm-hmm.
I've just two more people this week. One lady I spoke with last night, she was like, this is what I'm doing. People are reaching out to the community. And one of the things I think that is so important, that it's great to be able to reach out and be able to do things, but I think that there is a proper order. Well, I shouldn't
Mm-hmm.
say a proper order. Maybe that's not because I don't want it to seem negative, but
Mm-hmm.
there is an order that's established that will assist you to do much more than if you just don't have this nonprofit status,
Correct.
and be able to do more with what you have. What was your reason for starting? What's the name of your nonprofit, of course, and what's your reason?
Well, the nonprofit that we have, I have basically two. The first one is Shining Star Leadership Academy,
Mhm.
which before the pandemic, it started out as a charter school. But when the pandemic came, that was a whole another situation. So what we decided, we did already have the community component in there, which the children were going to be able to feed their seniors, feed the community, and
Oh,
the next component we're going to do is have our own community garden. So that's coming up next. So what we did, instead of getting the learning process in there, we just switched over to the community part. And that's how that came. And I said, well, Lord, if I can just feed 5 or 10 seniors for the week, I would be fine. That's what I wanted to do. But I guess God had other plans. So we just went with God's plan instead of my plan. So that's how that came about for us, the seniors. And then I'm like, okay, because we started here at the house and it was getting too overwhelming here to bring all that food and have all the people. So I said, well, I do need a building. So that's when we partnered with the Acres Home Houston Police Department.
mhm.
And I thank God because the police officers also helped me deliver food to our homebound seniors also.
Oh,
So that
okay.
has helped us. So now we're up to about 17 volunteers a week. And then they noticed, you know what, Miss Hale, you have too many people coming up to this police station. I need to get you a building. I said, okay. So he immediately called the mayor's office and said, but this lady is feeding all these people. She's what is it? West Montgomery is just totally backed up. We interfere with the traffic. We interfere with the people coming to the courthouse. We're just interfering. Oh, I say, okay, Captain, give me a building. So he called the convention center, which I didn't even know Acres Home had a convention center. So we went over there. And he said, oh no, you doing too many people. We can't even accommodate these people over here. You still got too much storage. You still have too much. I say, okay. Then we went to the third place. They said, "Oh no, we cannot handle this. There's no way we can take on this."
Wow.
And so I've always known Pastor Decker at Greenhouse International Church. He acquired on Greens Road. It used to be a big Kroger shopping center there. So he's had that for years. He feeds the community. He do so much in the community. But the only thing, Pastor Decker was only using the front part of that building. It's still 30,000 square foot behind the church building. And it was brought to my attention, and I said, well, I'll talk to Pastor Decker and see what he says. So immediately I just said, well, Pastor Decker, this is what I'm doing, before I could even get out what I'm doing. Okay, the building is yours. Here you go. So I say, well, sometimes God does work like that. It allows us to have two 18-wheelers. We got two decks in the back for the 18-wheelers. Then we have one where we can actually do regular trucks, like the U-Hauls that we have every week. So that was able for us to store our food. We have plenty warehouse space. We have plenty office space right there. And we just want to thank God for Pastor Decker for being obedient. Even before I could get it out, he like, the building is yours. I'm like, okay, well, that was God.
Yes,
where can you go and get a 30,000 square foot building without going through a whole lot? But I guess God has already prepared his heart that we were coming, and he already know what I do in the community. That's why I tell people, if you put in the work, the money and the blessings will come. But they have it backwards. They want to get the money first, then do the work. Well, it's best to do it the right way, which means you put in the work, people will see what you're doing. People won't have a problem with donating to your organization. People won't have a problem with coming and seeing what you're doing. When they see it, we started from at my house feeding about 30 to 40 people. Now we're up to 454 people in the community, plus 100 homebound seniors a week. So that's what God will do. And I think you may have heard me on the ATS call that God has throwing so many blessings our way. We can't even keep up with the blessings right now. We're trying to catch up to the blessings that God has given them. And that's what the word said, that he will overpower you. He will overflow you. You won't have enough room to receive it. No, we don't have room. We trying to run and catch up with the blessing. And even if we run it, we still not catching up. So we give all the glory to God.
Yeah, chasing you down
and chasing us down, and we trying to run to keep up, and we are nowhere near what God has done for us.
Wow, that is really. But you you dropped a very good nugget that I would like to go back to. You've said a lot. You really did. And congratulations to you and Pastor Hale is out there. Your daughter Lanisha. And, you guys are doing this as a family, and
right,
you've got community around you. Congratulations, really,
thank you.
Truly. Because a lot of people talk about things, but it really, you're not just talking about it; you're getting it done.
Correct.
Done. So, you dropped a really good nugget, and that was people want the money first.
Right.
They don't want to prove themselves first.
Correct.
Right. You want all your ducks. You want all your ducks in a perfect little row.
It don't work like that.
Happen like that. I'd like for you, if you can, speak a little bit more to that, and just kind of encourage people. How important that is.
Yeah, I want to encourage you because it's so important. You have to look. I've been in the nonprofit world for a while now, and you see so many people saying they're doing things and they're not doing things. They're taking mismanaging funds, taking donations that are not supposed to be used what they're used for. And once you get a bad name in the community, it's hard to retract that bad name, because the Bible, and we also know, and then your grandparents say, the only thing you have is your name. So once you mess up your name, you have nothing else. Your word is your bond. Your name is who you are. So I tell everyone, before you just jump out, just start something small. You may not, just like I did when the food bank called, I told them I did not have a building. So I started small. picking up food in the van, distributing it here at the home to the homebound senior. But as the list was beginning to grow and more calls coming in, I'm like, okay, I can't take all this food. First of all, I don't have room for it. I don't have space. And my house and my mom's house is a warehouse. I tell my little cousin, oh, we're in a war. Who you think gonna win, food or man? He say food already won. So food they won over here. So now we are trying to take everything over there to the warehouse. I'm taking it over there. We get a lot of supplies that seniors may need, like the pens or the mats that go in the bed, or some things that the seniors can get, because a lot of them, with the pandemic and with health issues, it's very not healthy for them to come out. And we have gotten calls where seniors have been in the house with no food because they can't get out. They're afraid to go out. So we had to do 2 welfare checks. And one of the older ladies, she was like 89. She hadn't had food in about a week. So, and then the other gentleman was a World War II veteran. He hadn't had food. It was going on his 2nd week, so that's where we came into play, that yes, we do need to do something with the homebound seniors, but that was already in my curriculum anyway for the children, because when you allow children to give back and to put value back in, even though our children from Acres Home, 4th Ward, 5th Ward, everybody tell them the only thing you can do is sell drugs, be a stripper, or go to jail. But we put value into our children. And what other way than to have value is to have them to serve? Because the Bible says the greatest one among us is the servant. So if you follow Bible principles, God would take you from the least and raise you up all the way. So that's the principle that I teach my kids, that we might be on the bottom, but God sees and he knows what we're doing, and we're doing it from our heart, and we're doing it the right way. So we cannot help but to be successful in what we're doing.
Wow, man, that is awesome. That is truly awesome. So you said you have another nonprofit as well.
Right. And that's our ministry, because we had the church, New Believers Christian Church. And what I do is, like, through the ministry, if I go out, I still am a chaplain with the Texas Department of Correction. And I'm also a chaplain with the Harris County Sheriff Department. And what I do, say for instance, if somebody's family is murdered or someone's family is killed, I'm the one that go and tell the person, your loved one is no longer with us. And since it seems to be, now how did I get in there? I do all the training for, like, if a parent has lost a child, how do you go and deliver the news your son, your daughter is no longer with us? And people ask me, well, how do you do that? Only thing I can express to them, I just don't know. When I get the call, it's just like, it's already there. I know what to do. And when I go to the people's house, I may have on plain clothes, sometimes I have on my uniform, but they already know why I'm there. Even before they get the call, they already know why I'm coming. So that's a blessing in itself. When they see me, 99.9% of the time, when they open the door and they see me, everybody start hollering and just falling out for some reason. But you don't know me, you never see me. But it's just something about the anointing and the power. When you get there, they know why I'm there. And it doesn't matter. I've been to Rich River Oaks neighborhood. It's the same response everywhere I go. And that's why I say color really doesn't matter, because I've been in the multi-million-dollar mansion and still have to deliver the same message that I have to do to the projects.
Oh, yeah, I got you. With that one. Okay, so what tips would you have? Okay, say for instance, I have a listener that's listening now or on the replay, and they are already starting to do things to help out in the community. How do they know when, or is there a time for them to transition from just, kind of helping here and there to going through the process of actually obtaining their 501c3?
Well, what I would suggest, when you first hear the voice of God from the beginning, when God tells you to go out and serve his people, Because when you build a foundation, it's always best to build the foundation correctly. So while you building, if you missed a couple of steps, you don't have to come back and redo those steps. I
Right.
tell people, as soon as you hear from the voice of God, always the first thing is to go ahead and get your DBA, which is doing business as. You could go to the courthouse and you can get that for $5. Go ahead and file that. And then the next thing you might want to do is go ahead and get your 501c3. And you can get that from the IRS. And don't forget to get your EIN number. That's free. You can get that and your DBA right off the bat. Those are two things you can do immediately. Now, what the IRS has done, they have the short form of the 501c3. You no longer have to pay the $500 or $600. If you're under, I think it's $75,000, you now can do the short form, which is the 1023EZ, and it's only $275. But the only thing is right now, many of the agents are working at home and the IRS is backlogged. It's normally you would receive it back in 4 to 6 weeks. So they're now telling you about 3 months because of the backlog, and a lot of the agents are working at home and they're short staffed right now.
That is awesome
Mm-hmm.
information because sometimes, again, it's that fee.
That $500 or that $600, but when you're
Right.
starting out and you don't have any donors, you don't have any sponsors, that's a lot of money. But if you're under a certain threshold, what I tell people, go ahead and apply for the easy form, the short form. And then when you do get to that point where you're over 100K or $1 million, then you go back and you file for the one that's the $500. But I try to tell people that, but no, I just want to get the $500 and pay over. Okay, if that's what you want to do, go ahead, because you could take that other $250 and you can put it somewhere else, because you still have the filing fees that you have to go through the state of Texas. And that's when you get your certificate of formation. You got to pay the $25 for that. You have to pay for your I printed all the forms out here, and I have the certificate of formation in your nonprofit organization. And then you have to do your periodic report that shows how much that you have in. But as a nonprofit, yours is going to always be 0 on your forms. And that's maybe from whenever your period is. It could be September is your month, or it could be October, whichever month your organization has deemed for it to be your year end. That's where you start.
And that's some great wisdom. That's great wisdom.
And I tell people that instead of trying to spend all the extra unnecessary money, especially in this time with the pandemic where not too many people working, the first thing you want to do is work smart, not work hard, and who would want to trust you with their money when you're not doing a wise steward of your own money? And that's what I try to tell them. That's not showing being a wise steward. If you can get something for $275 and you want to pay the $600, when you get those big grants, or you get a donor who wants to give you $100,000 and they see you are mismanaging your money, because when you open it, they're going to see that. Well, why didn't you just do the $275? Well, it was better. They're not going to want to trust you with their own money because you're not a good steward of your own money.
Of your own money. And you segue perfectly into the next thing that I was going to talk about, is grants. And a lot of people, they think, you can just go in there, you can just get a grant, everything is going to be okay. It's a process. It is definitely a process when you're looking at those grants. What kind of experience and advice would you have for anyone that is starting out and wanting to be able to go that avenue?
Well, I am a grant writer myself, but I am too busy right now. I can't even write my own grants right now. And I used to be a reviewer of the grants for the state of Texas and a reviewer for the city of Houston.
Okay.
So what I tell people, the first thing we do is that executive summary. That is so important. That executive summary is going to be on top of the grant. If that executive summary is not where I need it to be, is not what I want to hear, or you haven't followed the direction, I'm not going to even read your grant. And a lot of people like to fluff numbers or whatever. I mean, I'm not a CPA. my major is not math, but I can tell when numbers are incorrect. And that's for being a grant reviewer for the city and the state. So I tell people, get that executive summary together, because when we're as grant reviewer, that's the first thing we look at. And if it's not lining up, we won't even look at the rest of the part. You can have spent the most money on the grant you have, but if that executive summary is not together, we won't do it. And another thing, and I want to just tell the people the new words that they are using right now, if you're going to try to get some funding, tell the donor you want them to partner with you. That's what they're looking for, to partner with you. They no longer just want to give you the money. And what they're going to do, they're going to actually come out, because I don't know if you were there, the guy that was over the convention center, David, he actually came out when he heard first the call over the convention center. He actually came out and started helping us with the boxes. So then I don't know if you was there, Judge, Dawn was there,
Yeah.
Dawn Rogers was there, and she did win. I love Dawn so
Yes,
much.
she
She
did.
always come to help me. And we have Sabrina, Miss Black US Texas. She was there. Miss Black Houston was there. See, when these people come out, they put their name on the line for you and your organization. And when they're doing something, they're saying, I'm coming out partnering with Lady Hale so we can help feed the seniors. So right now, you want to incorporate them to partner with you. And you want to get people like the judges. You want to get these lawyers, these political people involved with what you're doing. So when your grant do come up to the state or whatever, they're going to say, oh, Sheila Jackson Lee gave her a letter. Sheila Jackson Lee gave her an award. Okay, well, if Sheila Jackson Lee says she's all right, then she's all right. Oh, if my state rep gave me something and he's right up there in Austin, you just walk right down that hall and tell them people my grant is in here and you in my district. So you just walk yourself right on down to that door. You know where that door is in that state office building. So yeah, they know how it works, but that's how it works. It's not about what you know, it's in the end, it's again in who you know. And if you're doing things in the community, the word is going to get out. Either you're doing it right or you're not doing it right. So I'm just thank God that we have done things, the right way.
Absolutely. And your experience, your past experience has really helped you in so many ways. I can see that. And I think that's something that sometimes we forget. There's a culmination of experiences that we can draw upon, when we get ready to start doing these things, or networks, people that we know. And it's so important to, as they always say, don't burn bridges.
Oh no, don't never burn them.
You never
Even if you don't like it, just don't say nothing and just keep it moving, because you never know that round around the corner you might have to come back to that person, and you never know. So absolutely, I just basically don't say nothing. I just stand there like, oh, okay, I see this ain't gonna work, so just let me stand here. Lord God, you work this out. I'm done, and let's keep it moving.
Absolutely, but you have such a great attitude, and you're so easy to work with, and so it makes it easy for individuals to come alongside you and to be able to feel your passion and to, see that, man, she really, really cares about people, know. And that's a very important component, because a lot of times, people just do things because they want to do something, or they've seen somebody else do something. If you don't have a real passion for it, I guarantee it is going to show if you don't have a real passion for it.
And then you'll know if it's something real, because if you ask kids to come and help you, they'll let you know, I ain't doing this. But now we have so many kids that want to come and help. And as you said, and this was their own doing. They decided to get them a little street team. They make their own little signs hollering, free food, come, see who can holler the loudest. Whoever holler the loudest get the most candy. So they love it. They get the most juice or whatever. So that's their reward. So they love coming out. They have their own street team. So we have about 10 of them that's on the little street team, which the police officer is standing right there, or some of the parents are standing right there with the children while they're holding the sign, getting the attention of the cars that are coming by.
Exactly. Oh, man. And so those are some awesome nuggets that you have dropped for anyone who's interested in having a nonprofit, whether you're here or in other
Wherever.
states. I think that it's a great thing, because we always need more of that.
Yes.
But it's important to know where your passion lies.
Yes.
I think that it's important to know where your passion lies. I want to give you an opportunity, though, to highlight some of the other things that you are involved in, other things that you're doing, because I cannot keep up with you, Lady Hale.
I know I can't keep up
How
either.
you do
Someone was asking us yesterday will we be available, because the lady yesterday, well, the day before, she wanted me to do some promos for them. I'm like, okay, well, what's tomorrow? And she said Tuesday. I say, Mr. Hale, you available tomorrow? He said, well, what's tomorrow? I like, see, we don't even know what days be in. We just have to like, okay, somebody tell us what day, where we supposed to be, what we supposed to do, and that's what we're doing. So what I'm involved with is Miss Mika Diamond. She's with GMT Radio. She is having a Thanksgiving feast where she's giving food boxes. I think she's giving over 150 to 200 boxes of families. So if you know anybody that need a Thanksgiving box, please get in touch with myself or Miss Mika Diamond. And she's doing it in the memory of her brother who died at gang violence and gun violence. So that's one of the things she's doing. And she's got some major corporate sponsors. And also on the 21st of this month, we have an 18-wheeler and 10 U-Hauls that will be going to Louisiana, basically Monroe, Louisiana, like those little rural areas like Bastrop, all those little Slidell, those little towns. They still don't have electricity from not this last storm, but the storm before that.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, and they don't. And under my knowledge, I thought like when the president declared Louisiana the state as a disaster, that covers everybody. But no, he has to write in there. We have Bastrop, we have Slidell, we have this. So if you're Harris County, say for instance, like, and I've noticed that when we have something, they say, well, Harris County is in a disaster area of the city of Houston, and that if it's not in there, then you no longer get food or any help from FEMA or anything. So we're going up there on the 21st, and then we will be back again for Christmas. And then I'm also partnering with one of the Hall of Famers from the Houston Astros. He's a former Hall of Famer, retired pitcher. And we will be also doing 50 Christmas boxes and toys for family in the Fort Bend area. And I want to say I'm so proud of my friend, Mr. Eric Fagan, who is the sheriff of all Fort Bend out there. It's been about 200 years since they had a black sheriff in Fort Bend. So he has broke barriers, and I'm so proud of him. We were at his banquet the other night, and Miss Brittany Morris is only 26, and she just made judge also. Miss Don Rogers is doing good. All of these ladies are coming in, and remember when they had all those 19 ladies? I know all of them. I'm so proud of those young ladies, of all the groundbreaking and everything that they're doing, and I'm so glad that they partner with us. And every time I call on these people, they're right there. You know, what you need. I can't come, but I'm gonna send you a check. I'm like, okay, I know you send me a check, but I'd rather you come than the money. So, so they know that's the type of relationship that they just can't send Lady Hale no check. She don't want the check. She wants you to come out there.
Yeah. Oh man, that is so awesome and awesome. I want to talk to you about, before we go, I want to talk to you about dinner with Lady Hale.
Yes.
When,
how that came about.
When that happens, and what are you doing with that?
I used to have a schedule for dinner with Lady Hale before this food thing just took its own thing. So what dinner with Lady Hale was, and I started that with my kids. Every time I start something with the kids, those take over. Remember when I had story time with Lady Hale? This was supposed to be the story time for the kids. Next thing I know, wasn't there but grown folks on there. I'm like, no, I'm not reading y'all no story. This is for the kids. So that's why I stopped that. So dinner time with Lady Hale, I started that for my kids because so many children, and I noticed that when we were in school, Don't sit down and have dinner like we used to.
Right.
Is nobody to talk to them during dinner time, and
Yeah.
their only dinner could be like some Roman noodles and hot Cheetos. So,
Mm.
it's my thing to make sure they get a nutritional dinner, and we would sit down and talk about things that the children were going through. And then next thing I know, mom was sitting there, grandma was sitting there, so the whole family was sitting there, and we were talking, and we were talking about what we were eating and what was going on, what we would like to see, what they want to eat, and we would schedule. Okay, say for instance, tomorrow we're gonna have rice, we're gonna have a salad, and we're gonna do a meat. So that means the parents had to go get that, so we would all have the meat or whatever we were gonna have. And so the next thing I started seeing sponsors start saying, "Oh, we want to sponsor this show. We want to be on the show." Okay, that's fine, whatever. And then that's when I should have had it. My dinnerware will be coming out, my cookbook will be coming out, all of that's coming out.
Oh,
Time I post something, what's the recipe? We need the cookbook. Okay, the cookbook is coming. Give me a minute. I'm doing 100 things right now. But the cookbook is in the works, and Dinner Time with Lady Hale is there also. So, and then also, if you go to my YouTube channel, you'll see when I'm out in the community, working with the community, doing different things. I think the last thing when we did when I was, I know y'all saw that when we did voting, we were able to put 40 vans on the streets of the city of Houston to go all the way around, taking people who do not have rides to the polls.
to the
And
poll.
not only that, when you got on those vans, you receive food also. So not only did you get a ride to the polls, but you got food also.
Oh,
So
oh my
everything we
goodness.
do is not that you just talk about it. You know, you
Yeah.
still have to meet the need, and that's what we do. We still provide you a ride to the post, but yeah, we're going to give you food at the same time, and we're not charging you for anything. All we do is actually just give us a call, and we're here for you.
And I mean, I love the idea because sometimes an idea is so simple. And I
And
don't
it's
mean that,
just
of course, in
simple,
a
yeah.
bad way, of
And
course.
sometimes we make
It
things
just
so
is
hard, and
amazing.
it's not that hard.
Yeah. I mean,
It's
that's
not.
just amazing.
Just it. Okay, you already have the vans, you already have your drivers, you already have your seniors. Okay, so I'm doing seniors, so why not just put the food on there? That'll save me another trip for this. So we just incorporate it and we work together. And that's the good part. And I don't see that a lot, especially in our community where
Yeah.
we're able to work together and partner together. And the way the funding is going, they don't want to pay for duplicate services.
Yeah.
If I'm feeding the homeless or the hungry and you're around the corner doing the same thing, that means neither one of us are going to get money. So it just is to partner. If you're doing the homeless and I'm doing the senior, you partner together, and that means the community will get the money, but we will be arguing who gonna get the check. But then in
Right.
the meantime, the whole community suffer because you and I can't decide about the check, just like we do the Martin Luther King parade. That to me, that's division. Is no way we should be having two
Two.
parades in this city only because we can say who would get the money. It doesn't matter who get the money as long as the community and the needs are being met. So that's why we have two Martin Luther King parades here in the city of Houston.
Yeah. And that's a big thing for me. For me, it's great to maybe, I don't know. For me, it's great to just partner up with somebody
I
that's
know.
already doing something. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Because
That's me.
it's not about me.
But see, you just said the point. If it's not about you, you don't care who you partner. But if it's all about you, all the attention is going to be on you. I have to get the money. My organization has to shine. I have to be in the front. Then if you listen to all the eyes, then that's where it's coming
Yeah.
from. It's
And that's
coming
your
because everything is I this, me this. Okay, well, that's where it is. And you can't partner and you can't work with a person like that. And you hear me say it with my success team, and I post this all the time. You want to have such a fantastic group, a dominant group where nobody knows who's the boss of the group. Nobody knows. They go like, okay, this is running. So who is running this organization? What's going on here? Nobody never know. Well, who's running this? Who's the mastermind behind this? And we don't say nothing. We just sit there and look. That's what you want to have. And that's the same thing I have when we come. Sabrina is over the volunteers. My daughter is over a certain thing. And then we have some other parents that's over the street thing. And then we have Mr. Carl that's over the distribution of the food and things like that. So it's not all about me. There's no way I could do all of these things all together because I can't be everywhere at the same time. So I did need people. And what I do, if Mr. Carl is handling the truck, I don't have nothing to do with the truck. That's Mr. Carl thing. I'm over here. I don't have nothing. I'm staying in my lane. Sabrina is over the volunteer. I'm staying over here. I should be running back telling Sabrina what to do with the volunteer.
Right.
She knows what to do.
Wow, man, you just said so much right there. Oh my gosh.
And that's why we just have to look at ourselves. And I tell people, get up and pray and always try to look at yourself. And first thing, find out, why are you in this? Why are you doing it? We'll see if you fake. We'll see if you're not doing it from your heart. And you know who's going to tell us? Those kids going to tell us. she just out here to be seen. She just out here to think somebody going to take up. Oh, they going to tell you. My kids going to tell you. So if you're not coming for the right reason, they going to come up and tell you. You just out here to get your picture taken. They going to tell you. My baby's gonna tell you. And when they say so, we don't say that because they speaking the truth.
Because they speaking the truth.
They speaking the truth.
Oh, man, that is just so awesome. Man, listen, I was already a fan, but I just even got a newfound God. Seriously, because that is an attitude that we have to have. It's not about, us or being seen or just what have you. Come on. It's about the people that are in need.
Yes.
And when you have a servant's attitude,
that's the key.
All that other stuff, you just squash all that other stuff. It's not even important.
No, it's not. And that's the same thing I say when you're in school. When the teachers or the parents are not doing, the children are the one that suffer. And if we can't get together what we're supposed to do to bring services to our community, then our communities suffer. And that's why we have so much gentrification in our communities, because there's other people come in and do what we're supposed to be doing for our community. And just like they buy those buildings and they buy all of these lots cheap, why can't we come together and do that? It's just that simple. Why can't we do it? So that's one of the things that I'm working on, because I'm from Fifth Ward and Acres Home too, buying up a lot of those abandoned buildings and buying up those strip centers and opening them back up for as the community. So as soon as this thing with the food kind of slowed down, I don't think it's slowing down. It's taking a whole mind of its own, but that's on the agenda next, is buying up my community.
Awesome. Well, this has been a fantastic time with you.
Thank you.
I thank you. I really do. I really appreciate it so much. I always try to support what you're doing.
Yes, you do. You do.
Sharing it or just whatever I'm doing, because, I know you are genuine and I know that you really care. Okay. So as we are ending this particular interview, do me a favor, let people know how they can be in contact with you.
Sure, you can reach me at my phone is 832-417-1696, or you can reach me business with Lady Hale at gmail.com. That's just like it sounds, business, BUSINESS with WITH, Lady, LADY Hale, HALE at gmail.com, or you can go on the Facebook and go to Good Eats with Lady Hale, and you can see all the food, all the pictures, whatever I'm cooking, because we were cooking and I did the fish on Friday and we already over 5,000 views on that. Everybody like, why we ain't come to fish? Y'all didn't tell me y'all wanted fish and all of that. And then when I did the T-bone steaks with the grilled onion, bell pepper, and I seasoned it all. They like, because I have the indoor grill you can put on your stove, and I was grilling it with the smoke and then the baked potatoes. I'm like, come on over, if I cook, it's enough for everybody. But yeah, you can go to Good Eats with Lady Hale on my YouTube channel, which is Dinner Time with Lady Hale, and it's Good Eats with Lady Hale at dinner time. So you can go to any of those social media platforms and contact me. But the best thing to do is call me and text me, because I'm normally moving around so much, but if I hear a text, I can answer you immediately.
And what's that phone number again?
Sure, my phone number is 832-417-1696. 1696. And they could just text me there, and please look out, because I put the flyer out when we're going to feed the community and things like that, when we're going to do the toy drive, when we're going to do the Thanksgiving basket. So if any of your listeners may need a Thanksgiving basket or a Christmas basket and toys, make sure you call me before the list fills up.
Okay. Okay. Well, thank you so
You're
much,
so
Lady
welcome.
Hale. I appreciate you so much.
Sure, not a
God
problem.
bless you and
Thank
all that
you.
you do. And may you be refreshed.
Yes, yes,
May
yes,
you be refreshed.
yes.
Amen. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're more
And
than
I will
welcome.
listen. I'll see. I don't know. As a matter of fact, I'll see you tomorrow. May not
Right,
be
but they
there.
told us that the weather is going to be bad or something. I don't know what's
Oh,
going on. Because we got the notification like through the mayor's office, or like through the food bank. If it's
okay.
something they kind of think, so I'm going to wait. They'll let us know at 7 in the morning. But we did have to change the time for food distribution because the time had changed. Last week we were out there in the pitch black. I'm like, no. So we
Yeah.
do it from 4 to 6 p.m. So it's when we're through, it's normally getting dark, but it's so many people there. We're normally out of the food within the first hour. So many people,
Yeah.
come, and we're normally out of the food the first hour.
Well, if it turns out, then I'll probably be there around 4:30.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, because it starts at 4, and I'm normally there. If there anyone that wants to volunteer, we come at 2. So we start putting the boxes together, putting everything. I'm at the Acres Home, Houston Police Department. That's right there on West Montgomery. I'm sure everybody know where the police department is. If you don't, it's 9655 West Montgomery. And if you don't know, just give us a call. If you're available to come in, help maybe 30 minutes or an hour. We're not asking you to stay the whole time. It's just if you can stay just to get a few boxes. To like Josh, he does the dog walking. He just come in and unload the truck for us. That's all he
Okay.
can do, because in between he come in and unload the truck.
Yeah.
Then I have somebody else that come and pack the bags. Then they have to go. Then the next person come in, distribute the bags. So if you can't stay the whole time, that's understandable.
Okay. Well, thank you so
Well,
much
thank
again.
you.
I'm gonna put your information,
Yes,
like your
please
phone number, in
do.
the comments.
Yeah, because I want to make sure if anybody in need of a Christmas or a Thanksgiving basket or the toys, please let us know.
Okay.
Because it's going to fill up real quick.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
they should text you at that phone number if they
Yeah, they
want to
can
be on the
text you at
list.
that phone number, right?
Okay.
Because Miss Mika, she's doing hers um on the week before Thanksgiving, which is going to be that next Saturday. She's going to be handing out those boxes. So it's a Thanksgiving box with everything in there. So we have enough for right now 150 to 200 families of boxes. So if they need a box or they need some food, we need to know now because the list is filling up. We still have a few slots available, but we just needed to know.
Okay. Now, is this for seniors only?
No, this is for everybody, for the
This is for
Thanksgiving
everybody.
and the Christmas, because they have toys. That's for everybody. But
Okay.
my seniors always get priority first.
Yes.
They
Absolutely.
get priority.
Absolutely.
The seniors, y'all get priority first.
Yes.
Or
Absolutely.
especially my disabled people, if it's someone, that's homebound, disabled, yes, you do get first priority. I'm sorry, they get bad at me because I give them first priority, but
Yeah.
those are my favorites. So yeah, they get first priority.
Absolutely. Well, this was so awesome. You
Well,
dropped
thank
so many
you.
nuggets. I
Thank
hope that
you.
those that have listened or will listen to the replay will
Mm-hmm.
really be inspired by your
Yes.
story, because you gave us how you started,
Mm-hmm.
how you were able to progress, and your whole attitude, in what you're doing. And
Mm-hmm.
so that's a great platform for anyone
Yes.
if they're looking at having a nonprofit organization.
Correct.
So thank you again.
Well,
Have a good
thank
night.
you.
Tell Pastor Hale
Okay.
I said hey.
Okay. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, you guys, thank you so much for joining. I really hope that this was beneficial. This woman of God, as you can see, has a wealth of information. She's got a lot of information, and it's not just information. She's some of it she's learned, like anything else, bumps in the road, things like that. But she has continued to persevere. And so I want to, again, thank you all for joining. I am going to place her contact information in the chat at the end of this podcast. But thank you all again for joining. God loves you, and I love you as too. Go ahead and live that magnificent life that was set aside just for you. I will see you guys on tomorrow night. Have a great evening.